Can I ask who I have with me here today?
Absolutely, Tamra Gaines.
Tamra Gaines. Now, I know you have your own podcast here.
I do, Tamra Talks.
Tamra Talks.
Yeah, I started that last year as a way to just help people kind of share their stories of influence and confidence in hopes that the listeners would, be able to glean like what you do day in and day out matters, no matter what it is. And you can be an influencer, but then also be thinking about who are the people that have influenced you and why and how, and then how do you take those life lessons and kind of instill the confidence in yourself, and then also empower others with confidence as well.
So you said to yourself, what did you do before this, if you don't mind me asking?
No, not at all. So I had a 30-year career in the hospitality industry, and part of that industry was meeting planning and learning and development. And so developing content for major conferences,
Oh, wow.
Planning major conferences, some,
Oh,
6,000 to
big
8,000,
projects.
6,000 to 8,000 people, down to a, 10-person board meeting or what have you. And so kind of through that, I got different certifications and became a professional coach and have that certification and started speaking a little bit. And all of that's just kind of led to a year ago making the decision that I was just going to hang my own shingle and
There you
do
go.
my own thing. And it's new, I've revisited my confidence level in certain things because it takes me longer, right, to do things because I'm learning. I used to have an IT department, I used to have a marketing department, and now I am that. Although I do tell my husband that he's IT, and he's not real keen on that. So
Let's just help her every now and then.
I know.
Though.
Let's just hope my computer never crashes.
Well, Tamra Talk. That is, and that's here local. And you actually record in the same room that we're recording right here. Isn't it cool? That's wonderful.
I love it. Mine are all virtual. I love that you actually have the opportunity to bring people in and shake their hands. And mine's all virtual, but I do love the quality of being in this room, and I like the camaraderie of Cohatch and what it portrays to everybody. So yeah, that's cool.
That is wonderful. So I understand you're an author.
Yeah.
The Pillars of Confidence, Unlock Your Success in Key Life. What's that last word? Areas. I'm so sorry.
You did well without your glasses, Don.
Fairbrother Gaines. So tell me about your book and what led to you writing it, if you don't mind.
No, I'd love to. I actually, back in probably 2012, 2013, I had signed up as a Big Sister through Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Fantastic.
And I don't have children of my own, and I was matched with this, wonderfully, beautifully talented 12-year-old young lady who had zero self-confidence. And as I was trying to kind of research, well, how do I be the best big sister that I possibly can, and knowing that I needed to help instill confidence in her, I started doing a lot of research, and I just wasn't finding the thing that I needed to help create the qualities in her that would carry her forward. And so kind of through that, I just started gathering and making notes and kind of doing my own thing. And a girlfriend of mine, Teresa Day, who's also an author, just said, you've got the makings of a book here. And so that's how it started. And I absolutely love it. It hones in on the 3 pillars, which are core values, your inner voice, and your outer brand. And then the 6 key life areas. So it allows you to kind of assess. I have an online assessment. It allows you to assess how confident you are in these 6 key areas of life. And then once you know what your strengths and your opportunities are, that helps to focus you. And we go in and out of confidence in, our financial life. I might be, really confident in August about my finances, but then come January after the holidays, maybe I'm a little less confident.
Well, mine is minute to minute, second to second.
and it's day to day in some cases too. But so it's a lot of fun. So a lot of my content is geared toward that, with my speaking and coaching and that sort of thing.
So someone who is lacking confidence is who you're recommending take a look at this?
And really, lacking, wavering, always looking to just improve, I think that's it, because I've done a ton of research and I still have days when I lack confidence in certain
Of
areas of
course.
my life. So I don't think it means that when we lack confidence that it means that we have zero. You know, I think it just means how do we enhance portions of our life in a way that allow us to be more certain, to be more sure, to show up, to have more
Okay,
influence.
it's like supplemental confidence?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
fantastic.
I like that, supplemental confidence.
Absolutely, because every time, I mean, we're all human, right?
Absolutely.
And some days you're down, some days you're up, some days you're up too high, sometimes you're down too low.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. So where are you originally from?
So born and raised in Texas.
Texas,
and
okay.
just moved to Florida about 2 years ago. I married a Floridian. Ron and I started dating 10 years ago, and we've been married. It'll be 9 years this year. And he's from here. He's from the Tampa area, actually. And we made the decision 2 years ago that we wanted to move to Florida and be closer to his youngest. And so here we are. We found a beautiful home in Lakeland, and it met my needs. You know, my requirements were, I need a cute downtown that has a farmer's market. I need to be within 10 minutes of a grocery store, and you know, you can't be less than 10 minutes from a Publix around here. So that was a sure thing. And I wanted to be 30 minutes to the airport, and I guess I got that if I could fly out of Lakeland, but
Okay,
but
yeah.
it takes me about 45 on a good day to get to Tampa. But so it met the requirements, and we absolutely love it. And my mom, who's 83, made the move with us, and so
Oh, that's
she lives
wonderful.
with us, and it's fantastic.
I'm originally from Cincinnati, a little town called Hamilton, Ohio, north of Cincinnati. And I came down here and I stole me a Plant City girl myself. I got me a Floridian girl too, you know. So marrying Floridians works well.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
So you have a brand or a website that people can go to find out more about you?
I do. I would love that. Thanks for asking. So it's my name. So it's Tamra, Tamra, and Gaines, Gaines. So tamragaines.com.
Okay.
And there, the website features my speaking, coaching, and consulting. I consult a lot on succession planning. You know, we've got 10,000 baby boomers each day retiring, and so our workplace and our workforce is changing. So I talk a lot on succession planning in addition to confidence, and then just how are we building our leadership pipeline in our organization so that we're prepared for the next
So you're
generation.
for hire. You can bring your professionalism to.
Absolutely for hire.
Well, all right. And do you have any community work that you do in the community?
I do. You know, I got plugged in. I was very involved.
Besides
and
the big brother,
engaged.
big sister,
yeah,
sorry.
No, I was very involved and engaged in different volunteer opportunities in Texas. And the first year that we were here, I was flying back and forth to my job in Texas. And so it took me a long time to get kind of plugged in, because when I was home, I wanted to just be home because I had been on the road, you know,
I can only imagine.
so much through the month. And so in the past year, I've gotten plugged in with VISTE. I don't know if you're familiar with the group, but volunteers in service to the elderly, and I absolutely love it. What a fantastic program they have here with providing various meal services as well as transportation to their members. I think they call them members, but you know, basically people complete an application to be part of that process, and then there's a whole slew of volunteer opportunities. There are times when I can only, you know, go in every now and then just to help pack groceries or just to help load cars, you know, for people that are coming to pick them up and deliver. Or maybe I can go in for several days in a week and make some telephone calls and get people to help.
Every little bit helps.
You know, Thanksgiving meal delivery or whatever. But and then this past Thanksgiving, for the first time, we actually delivered meals, and that was also another, you know, fun and rewarding opportunity, because then you get to go meet people, and I love that aspect of it. So, and my husband went with me, and so having a good time with that. They also build, I mentioned my husband, and one of the segments that they have at VISTE is they build ramps for people.
Oh, for wheelchairs?
Yeah, that need the ramp. So again, just another great service
That is good.
there. So yeah, so I'm not, you know, volunteering as much there as I hope to at some point, But any time that I see that I've got a little time, I reach out to the coordinator there, and they always have something. They always have a need.
Yeah.
And it's a great organization, and it serves our community. So I love the national organizations as well, but I love supporting small business. I love supporting our community. That's why I like the farmers market so much as well. It's like, yes, I might still go to the store afterward to get anything that I couldn't get here, but almost every Saturday I start here first.
Yeah. You struck gold when you said you wanted to find a little place. You struck gold the first time.
Yeah.
Lakeland is awesome.
Yeah, it really is. The town that we moved from in Texas, it's north of Dallas, called McKinney, and very similar. Like, we lived in the downtown area, and great little, community.
Hot.
And, it was hot. Well, it's all
It's all
I
hot.
haven't gotten a reprieve from the weather yet in either of my states, but McKinney had the farmers market and everything too, and I think it was my love of that lifestyle that really kind of helped to set the parameters of what am I looking for here, and we got it. We absolutely got it.
Fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
all right. Have you got any more books in the future, or what's in your future?
I have thought about a future book, and I won't say what it'll be because I don't want anybody to steal the idea, but I have thought about it. It's not pressing right now. This past year, I'm kind of converting that 30 years of experience into my own business. I spent, time this past year building a business and all the things that go with it, the back office operations, as well as actually getting out there and working with people and trying to make an impact there. And so I'm still doing more of that as I go into the second year, but also with a focus on the succession planning consulting. There's definitely, I'm really seeing a big pickup in that, a lot of need. We've got 5 generations of people that are in the workforce right now, and it's not a matter of how they communicate or how they get along. Those are discussions that we've had about generations in the past, but now it's a matter of how are we building that pipeline of leadership to take over as our boomers are retiring and making the decision to move on, and even Gen Xers making decisions to retire earlier than
I'm one of
before.
them.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. I retired in 2017. You got to find something when you retire too.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I started this I Am Lakeland because I was bored. I had nothing to do and wanted to be more part of the community. That's exactly right.
So when you were preparing to retire, had you had thoughts?
Oh, there's no preparing retirement.
There was no, it
was
just did.
your back. My back went out.
Okay.
And it's physical. I was a maintenance
Okay.
man. I repaired dishwashers in restaurants.
Yeah.
I was a laborer, if you will. And it finally just, I can't bend over. I can't do
The
all
decision was made for
kinds.
you.
That's right. It was made for me.
Yeah. So during that time when you're making this decision and kind of getting acclimated to that thought process, were you gung-ho on, I've got to find something to do, or was there a period of time, of downtime, that then you came back and kind of had that revelation?
What happened was, I got the news that I'm going to be taken care of through the VA. And I had been wanting to do my family ancestry. When I was a kid growing up, I always heard the name Earl Burns, and I didn't know who it was. I always heard, it was my grandfather's dad, and I really wanted to know about ancestry. So I took a year and I did nothing but family ancestry. I traveled to the grave sites and put roses on, and so I met a lot of my family members, so I learned my whole thing. That's what I did the first year. Then the second year, I said, I want to know about money. And I took a year and I studied money, read books, read everything, so I learned a lot about money. And then I took my time off. I said, okay,
your gap.
I had my gap there. And then in 2021, I guess it was when COVID hit, I said, all right. And I was just sitting on the couch and I said, what can I do? And I said, let's create a directory. Remember the old phone book?
Yeah.
I said, let's make a phone book for Lakeland only to be online. So I said, what do we call it? And you know the music group Kiss?
I do.
Gene Simmons, the lead singer. I was watching TV one day and he had this hat on that said, I am Indy, I-N-D-Y. And I was like, what is that? And I looked up and he was supporting and sponsoring the Indianapolis 500. And I thought that was cool. And I remembered that. And then back on the couch, I said, I am Lakeland. I said, I looked up .com, it was available, I bought the .com and just started adding people and started building it up. And then social media come around, I'm like, maybe I can play this social media. So it just kind of been led by the Lord, said, do this, do that.
I like it. Well, and I know that you happen to host, I don't know if it's weekly or bi-monthly networking events here at Coach.
Every Friday.
Every Friday. You're doing
Every Friday morning at 8:30 in the morning here at Cohatch. I invite the public, and we come in and we share stories, we share social, we share business, we make business connections.
Yeah.
It's like all these other groups,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
But just from my perspective.
Well, the half dozen times or so that I've attended, what I loved about it is you're always meeting new people, right?
That's
because every week's a different week, and so
That's
and
right.
you also get to know some of the folks to where I might be out at the farmers market and see someone that I know from that and be able to say hello by name.
That's right.
And then my husband's like, "How do you know people? We haven't even gotten out or what have you." And it's like, no, they're part of Cohatch. They're part of the Cohatch family.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful. But it's also great that you provide that vehicle that pulls people together.
I didn't know that when I did it, though.
Sometimes the best things are organic.
That's right. I didn't have no idea. It's like, maybe the friend and we just had our Christmas one, our very first Christmas, and we had 30 guests. I was like,
that's
oh my goodness.
Awesome. I have my ornament from last year.
Oh yeah.
My I Am Lakeland ornament. I love it. I hung that up this year. I was like, oh yes.
Well, thank you, Tamra. So, TamraGaines.com. Anything in the confidence, if you're sitting on the couch, is it on Amazon?
It is. It's available on Amazon, and welcome anyone to view that, or if they've got an opportunity, whether it's through their organization, their work, a volunteer organization where they need someone to come in and speak, whether it's to young professionals or women's groups or to just career-minded people. I have topics that cover everyone.
And you have a social media, YouTube?
I do. So I'm on LinkedIn a lot. I try to post valuable content on that on a regular basis. And then I have a Facebook page called The Pillars of Confidence, which is the name of the book.
That is fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time,
Thanks for
Tamra.
having me.
You're very right.
appreciate
Have
you.
a fantastic day.
Always good to see you,
God
John.
bless.
God bless you.
Well, your hands are freezing.
I know, it's
You're
cold
freezing.
outside.
It is.
I was going to say, what is your social presence and how consistent are you in messaging, like telling a story and highlighting, giving people the value of what it is, that they're looking for, because that's what will keep them reading, right? It's not about, hey, I have this product, do you want to buy it? It's about, this product provides this solution, is this your problem? And here's how we can help.
That's great advice. I don't think I'm consistent as much as other people. I'm on social media every day. Every day I'm on it. Now, how often do I interact? 2 or 3 times a week. I don't do a lot.
Yeah. There's some algorithms, especially with LinkedIn. With LinkedIn, you're looking at an average of minimum of 2 posts. 3 is kind of that sweet spot. Some people will say 5 days, Monday through Friday, posting something. And part of the algorithm is getting in there about 10 minutes before you post and start commenting and start liking other people's posts. It's almost like you're warming LinkedIn up. And then you do your post. And one of the focuses that I have for this year is to be more intentional, because I have a lot of really great content to share, but I'm kind of doing it last year I was doing a little haphazard, where this year I'm going to kind of group some things together, and maybe I'm talking about core values one month and inner voice and imposter syndrome the next month, and maybe I'm talking about branding in another month. And with that, I'll tie in my podcast, my LinkedIn post, and from that I might just have a simple quote one day that I post. I may have a short story that I post one day, or I might have a video clip, and that way it's always different and I don't look the same every time I come across somebody's desk. But the goal is that it's not, is it a sales tool? Yes. But is it a sales pitch? No. It's what is content that I can provide that would bring value to someone. and then that's what's gonna get them to like me and follow me and subscribe and that sort of thing.
That's absolutely wonderful. So, tell me more about you being on social media. You have a presence on social media.
I do. I've got about 4,000 LinkedIn followers so far.
Wow.
And I think about 1,500 on Facebook. I do try to keep Facebook more personal, LinkedIn more business. There's a little bit of crossover. I think a lot of that too is, it goes to my kind of mantra of work-life harmony, that we really are blended. It's not, I don't live this segmented life where at 9 o'clock all of a sudden, I'm work Tamra, and then at 5 o'clock I'm, home
Yeah.
Tamra.
Fluid.
Yeah, I'm just Tamra all day long, and whatever needs to get done gets done. So that's kind of how I look at that work-life harmony, and it really works for me.
That is absolutely wonderful. So,